and I should be live. So before I should begin this live stream, I'm most definitely going to test the audio levels just to make sure that everything is going okay for you guys. Got to make sure the microphone is close enough so you guys can actually hear me. So let's just go over and test this audio out. If I don't break my neck, which I most definitely won't break my neck. Anyways, let's have a listen to the audio and we can start up this live stream, huh? Well, it sounded pretty good to me, guys. Anyway, guys, I'm Dark Knight 1987, reborn, and I'm at the part number 8 of The Legend of Heroes, Trails Beyond the Horizon. That's what I'm doing for you today, guys. And if I messed the title up, then I truly apologise because I was just talking a little bit too fast. But that's A-okay, because I'm so ready to play as Van Arkwright again and continue our way through the Lurvy district, or however the hell you're supposed to say that district's name. I'm not the best at pronouncing names, to be honest with you, so I truly apologise in advance. So this game is made by Falcom. That's always great to know. And if you guys already don't know, Ys 10, Proud... I can't remember what the title's called, but the Ys 10 Definitive Edition is finally out on Steam and consoles. But anyways, let's continue and... let's see what's going to happen next in The Legend of Heroes, Trails Beyond the Horizon, because we've got to check the bulletin board and see if there's any 4 SPGs, all that kind of stuff. And I also truly apologise if my voice is not the best, because I did a lot of yelling in my previous live stream, Tales of Xillia, so if my voice is not the best, then I truly apologise. Let's see what these girls are up to, huh?
I'm so sorry. I know how much work you put in after hearing you got the job. But try not to let this get you down when it comes to putting your noses to the grindstone. You outshine everyone else. So long as you don't give up, I'm sure you will have another chance. Thanks for the encouragement. You're right. Sitting around moping isn't like us at all. We hit every possible snag in the road there is, and it looks at us. We're still here. With you is our name. Never give up is our game. True, but this time's different. I'm not sure putting in more effort and passion is gonna change anything. I mean, think about it. That opportunity was ours, and it just went up in smoke, all because our agency changed their minds. Who knows if we get another chance like that. Lulia, that's not...
That's not what? And I truly apologise if my girl voice is not the best. Like as I said, I had to do a lot of yelling in the previous parts, and it kind of took a toll on the voice, so if my voice is a lot more squeakier than it normally is, then yeah, let me apologise on my behalf right now, huh? Anyways, let's see if there's anything on the bulletin board for us to actually do.
Guys, look, check out these local event ads.
There are charity flyers too. I suppose that's par for the course in well-to-do areas like this.
Yes, that's true. It might also have to do with the chapel being nearby. Anyway, not that we find any here, but I don't spot any 4 SPGs at the front side.
I mean, yeah, there's no surprise if there are any that be on the back. Well, I suppose that's true. And we got Bucus. This side's clean as a damn spring breeze. Was afraid of that. It's been a hot minute since I had a request here. I think the last time was... Hey, what's that? It's a tiny little bit of paper.
It's a little scrap of paper. It's like it was torn off. Perhaps a request or something of the sort was placed there and then removed sometime later.
Yes, probably. It must have happened pretty recently. There's not even a speck of dirt on it, and I don't see any signs of being rained on. There was a huge downpour thus past weekend, and the board would have been soaking wet. Ah, yes, I see what you mean. It did rain quite a bit then, as I recall.
Which means it could only been posted for 3 or 4 days at the most before it was removed.
Right, so let's put our figure caps on using a little creative deduction. This scrap of paper was most likely part of... a prank by a mischievous kids, a code for some criminal activity, a 4 SPG that was posted then taken down, a prop for a riddle game. Well, it is a 4 SPG that was posted then taken down. Yep, that's my own theory too. Picture this. A person needs help with something they can't bring to the police or the guild. They aren't used to dealing with shady types like me, but after hearing rumours about this 4 SPG thing, they go out on a limb and put one up. They wait 2 or 3 days, see no one's responding to it, then give up and tear it down before someone else sees it. Seems like a plausible turn of events, don't you think?
You got all that from a tiny scrap of paper.
Well, he was saying it's one possibility, but it is a convincing hypothesis nonetheless. I hate it when he makes sense, especially when he looks so smug about it. Okay, Epstein, how does that tie into everything else? Huh? What makes you think I know the answer to that?
And here I thought you had it all figured out. Silly me. While we may not know the details, I think we could be fairly certain something unusual is brewing under the surface. Or, at the very least, this makes that conclusion seem that much more likely.
The probability's definitely gone up. Can't make a definite call yet, but knowing that something fishy might be going on is still good intel. Doesn't your risk management, AI or whatever logic work in a similar way?
Yes, although I'm certainly not expert on the subject. As I understand it, the system exaggerates a vast number of risk factors, then calculates a threat level based on that.
Perhaps we could borrow a page from their book. Take one lead and combine it with others, and the path forward may make itself known. We could consider making that our investigation's opening gambit. Huh. Thinking about it in that way, it just reminds me of that stupid ass Go Game, Cian, and Chow like playing. So, in summary, we just have to keep our eyes peeled and collect data, and then the bigger picture will eventually come into focus.
Were you able to follow all of that, Fairy? Oh, I guess it's kind of like we use multiple artillery observers to spot snipers. They like to move around a bunch, so we have to be super in sync to neutralize it. That makes sense. Sometimes I worry we raise this girl all wrong.
Well, maybe we did obtain the piece of what appears to have been a 4 SPG. And we earned 2 SP, nice. Not too bad if I say so myself. And I think I'm literally done in this particular area, so all there is to do is go to Agnes's home, to be honest with ya. Unless you want to talk to these guys, which I don't think I talked to these guys just yet.
Hi, Marie. Jewel, are you two playing here?
Hi, Agnes, sup?
Who are these people you're with? Oh, are they your co-workers? Albert's told me some about them, but what are they like? Details. I need details. I'll tell you more later. Anyway, let me introduce those two to you all. These kids live in our neighborhood. Marie here is Albert's little sister.
Really now? Yeah, but they ain't nothing alike. For one, Marie's awful at studying.
Studying, smuttying. All I need to do to win at life is snatch up a man who makes the big bucks.
By snatch up, do you mean marrying or kidnapping or extorting? Try not to do anything that'll land you in jail, okay?
Not that would ever happen. I've got all the civil laws memorized, so I can pretty well defend myself in court if need be. Is she joking, or...
These children are remarkably sharp. Well, I suppose that they are, but god dang it. Anyways, Agnes's home should be right up here, man.
And this is my house. You haven't been here since the end of last year, right, Van?
Yeah, feels like that was ages ago.
Wonder where that enthusiastic dog of theirs is lurking.
An enthusiastic dog, huh? Alright, I think we can call it here. Yeah. Alright, I think we can call it there. I'm getting a real unusual whiff of something from all of this, including that scrap of paper.
If you're ready, are we good to head to my house now? Just a heads up, I can't do much more than make some sandwiches for everyone.
Oh, that's more than enough. Thank you very much.
You guys are gonna love Agnes's sandwiches. She gave me one the other day and it was so good. If you like, I would be happy to help in preparing the tea and coffee.
And I'd be happy to help myself to his vintage wines.
Oh no you don't. Not on the clock, butler.
Huh. If the opportunity were to present itself, he seems like a fun lad to be sharing a few drinks with. Master Bergen, you say some really scary shit sometimes, you know that? Well, maybe he does, but anyways, let's see what's inside of Agnes's house, huh? Very curious to know, even though I've played this section of the game before, so let's go visit Agnes's home. We're most definitely going to be doing that. Are we going to meet her dad? We'll find out, I suppose.
Your house is gorgeous, Agnes!
The building itself seems pretty old, but it's been maintained with love and care.
I'm glad you think so.
Huh. Looks like a completely different place in the daytime.
Huh?
What the? Hey, aren't you?
Alphonse? Where did you come from?
Aw, nice pupper you got there.
I didn't know you were a dog owner, Agnes.
I remember her mentioning she had one. But wait, I thought he was kept at the official residence.
Down, boy. It's impolite to jump on people.
Dad? What are you doing here?
We hadn't realized you were home, Mr. President.
What a pleasant surprise. Our apologies for showing up without invitation.
Please, no apologies needed. It's an honor and a privilege to welcome such esteemed guests into my humble home. As for why I'm here, I happen to have some downtime, so I thought I'd take Alphonse for a walk. I'm surprised to see you back in the thick of it so soon after your trip to Orid. That kind of diligence really is admirable. But perhaps a rest now and again would do you well. You ought to show yourself the same care that you do my daughter.
Dad? Come on, Alphonse. Be good.
Of course you know about what we were up to. A little surprised you're still keeping your ears to the ground, Mr. Prez. Thought your eyes were set on the stars.
So, you're saying the second phase, being moved up, was in the cards for the get-go, huh?
That's right. We didn't know what kind of issues would come up, so we added quite a bit of buffer time to the schedule. Mostly to give us time to recover if we hit any particularly bad setbacks. However, thanks to the efforts of Professor Cronkite, Esmeralda, and the other researchers at Vern, that extra time proved unnecessary. Marduk's control system was also finished early, so we were able to move the schedule forward significantly.
Huh. I did hear Yang, Ezzy, and Mr. Gissard were at the base, but I hadn't realized they were as involved in the project.
Though my department wasn't involved in the plan, I'm happy to hear that we've been able to live up to your expectations.
By the way, there's something I've been wondering ever since I saw the stream of the second launch. I'm guessing you're planning to use an assault frame in place of the blocky dummy unit, right? But there's no way they weigh the same, so how the hell's that gonna... Seems like your foolproof plan has a massive hole in it.
reckless Aaron strikes again. Seriously, you take as blunt as a hammer to a whole new level.
Don't worry, no offense taken. And as for the mech, we don't intend to use the land-based Zycrease model for this project. What we will be using, however, you'll have to wait until the day of the launch to see.
In other words, you and your trench monkeys have a new toy in the works? If that's true, then I'm guessing you're already in the middle of testing it, aren't ya? No doubt you want to make sure it can handle any situation thrown its way in the vacuum of space. But the final field testing is being held all top secret like, huh?
I see. Then that means...
I understand your curiosity given what you experienced at Marduk headquarters, but I'll have to leave the rest to your imagination. Although I will say this, your name did come up as a viable test candidate.
Wait, what?
You mean Van's able to fly around in that giant robot?
Yes, that's right. It's simple enough that even I could pilot one, so I imagine it would be child's play for one of Marduk's testers. If you'd like, I could have Kincaid talk with the General about making you a pilot. Perhaps we could put out one of your 4 SPGs and categorize it as unofficial outsourcing.
If this is some kind of joke, I ain't laughing.
Dad, please, you really shouldn't tease about that sort of thing.
What? Just because I'm the president of a nation doesn't mean I can't kid around? That said, I still meant every word.
Which one is it then? Are you joking or not? This friggin' guy! Oh dear, Van's completely at his mercy.
Like I said earlier, he sure knows how to command a room.
A challenge. Untrodden by mankind. It'd be dishonest to say I wasn't looking forward to this. You seem to be going to great pains to ensure there'll be no interference from terrorist and criminal organizations.
Great pains would be an understatement, believe me. Part of the reason I made that pact with the Society in the first place was to reduce the amount of external threats we might face.
Oh, and by the way, I would thank you to remember our agreement to not overstep your bounds.
Well, our little pact was just about over anyway, which means things will start to heat up soon.
It seems your reputation precedes you, Mr. President. You're everything the man that Mr. Rocksmith claims you to be. I'd heard many a thing about you before you entered the political arena, but I'm delighted to make your acquaintance at last.
No, the pleasure is all mine, Mr. Zeman. You've done much for not only Calvert, but the entire continent as well. I'd be all too happy to have a little tete-a-tete with you in the near future. We should arrange an outing together with Mr. Rocksmith.
Haha, that would be very welcome. Perhaps you ought to invite Lieutenant General Cassius Bright in this too.
Oh, now that's a thought. He and I go back well over a decade.
Welp, so much for worming our way back into the conversation.
Sorry, I really hoping this would be a chance for us or to distress. If it's any constellation, I myself am finding this a rather fascinating experience.
And there goes that girl voice again, so I truly apologise if it sounds a little bit squeaky and I don't sound like a girl, because in real life, yeah, I'm not a girl, so what do you expect, man? I can only try to sound like a girl, that's all I can literally do, right? Shortly thereafter, a number of calls from the presidential office came in. And Grimheart, or Grandheart, and his security team had to put an end to their short break.
You have my apologies for cutting our little chat short. In the meantime, please, make yourselves at home. We don't keep confidential documents here, so you're welcome to look around all you like.
How magnificent of you, Mr. Prez. Still, this really is a nice place you got here. I hear you even did the renovations on it yourself.
That I did. I performed them shortly after I got married. We bought the house through a certain connection I had at the time. If I recall correctly, I believe it was built around 70 years ago now.
Oh, wow. I certainly wouldn't have guessed that.
I bet this place would make for a great filming location.
Well then, Agnes, I'll leave the rest to you. Now, I know you only just finished your finals, but try not to overexert yourself. You won't be able to help your group if you burn yourself out.
Come on, Dad, I know. And I expect you to lead by example on that front. Oh, and, I want you to know I'll be rooting for you. With your project and everything, I mean.
Of course. Thank you, Agnes.
Okay then, I'll get started on lunch. Please give me a little bit to get it ready. Like my dad said, you're free to look around the house as much as you like. Really, you mean it. Yay! Let's go. First stop, Agnes's room.
Oh, on second thought, she'd probably be uncomfortable with me going into her bedroom.
Do you want to see it too, Catra? I really don't mind showing you if you do. As I mentioned earlier, I'd be more than happy to assist in preparing everyone's lunches.
While you do that, I ain't just gonna hang out here. Whoa! They left the dog behind.
Oh, I'm sure security will be back later to take him to the official residence.
Well, maybe that's the case. Is there a time I could take a quick break? Okay then. Don't have a ton of time on our hands, but we can make a quick look around. Still can't believe this place is 70 years old. If I know my history, that'd date the house back to the time of the Third Republic. Okay. That is a very long time ago, huh? Really makes you wonder who built it back then. Well, that's a very good question. Are we gonna find the answer to that? Well, you gotta stay tuned and find out, I suppose. I can't exactly tell you because, as I said, I'm playing this game pretty damn blind. But anyway, guys and girls, I'm definitely going to take a very quick bathroom break and a drink break as well. So, I'll see you guys on the flip side. So, until then. And I have returned once again. So, before I continue with this game again, I most definitely got to stop being nervous, but I definitely got to test the audio and see what the live stream time is. And I seriously got to stop doing that to my headset. Because if I don't, eventually I'm going to mess it up, to be honest with you. Anyways, let me test the audio first. Well, the audio sounds pretty good to me, and the stream time is 33 minutes, huh? Okay, not too bad. And the time is almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in Australia. Anyways, let's continue with the main game and see what's in this house, to be honest with ya. In Agnes's house. Mr. President asked that I remain to see to your needs. Should you require anything at all, let me know. I will definitely let you know. Anyways, let's visit our first person, and it is Judith, I see.
Days gone by. Now, this is a good one.
Affirmative. Its metrics and tonal patterns evoke feelings of comfort. Come on, guys. You can't just go putting records on in other people's houses.
Says you. The president gave us the okay to make ourselves at home, so I'm taking him up on that offer. His ear is real. Refined though. This library's got everything from classics to Chansons. There even happens to be a decent collection of Grammys albums.
Genesia extraordinaire Dominic Lancer, eh? Go figure. Whoa. Amber Turtle? He has my favourite jazz number 2. Well, this is awkward. Between this and saunas, we got more than a few hobbies in common.
Didn't he invite you to a private session at the end of our big case last spring? In his book, we're probably the bad apple, seducing his precious daughter astray.
Don't even start. How many times do I gotta spell it out that I'm the one getting barged in on here? Well, that's fair enough, I suppose. Now playing next song, Autumn Knows. Okay, fair enough.
I know it's nothing new by now, but Theo really is something else.
1000%. And they got a good taste on top of that. And Theo is obviously quite happy about that. Well, there's definitely nothing wrong with that.
Wow, this is a great selection of music. I wonder if there are president's favourites, or maybe they Agnes's mums. I'd love to talk to the president about music and entertainment sometime. I bet it'd be fun.
Well, perhaps it is fun, but anyways, we're gonna leave you now, Judith, and we're gonna make our way into the kitchen and check on Agnes and Reese.
These ingredients should suffice for the menu in mind. I must say, though, the pantry is punctuality shocked despite the both of you often being absent. Oh well, it ends up being things with a long shelf life anyway. I come back 2 or 3 times a month to clean, cook, and treat the security personnel to a meal. Occasionally, I'll make some extra to leave behind, which my father does seem to eat when he returns. Really now.
I knew he had a soft spot for his little girl, no matter how much he tries to act otherwise.
That's a little debatable. He definitely has a particular fondness for my sandwiches and stews though. I think it's fair to say I succeeded in recreating the way my mother tasted. Miss Claudel.
Well, gone by the ones you sometimes make at the office, I can say for a fact that they both delicious. They say a kitchen reflects the family who lives there. This one feels tidy. You lived at the same time. Says a lot about the woman your mum was.
Indeed, even the sink and the kitchen utensils appear to be meticulously maintained. Well, it's been 5 years since she passed, but those parts of her might have rubbed off on me.
Well, perhaps that's true, I suppose.
I just tried to do things the way I remember she did, though it wasn't without plenty of setbacks in the beginning. I'd even forced my father to eat the stews I burnt.
Hey, any dad worth his salt would be more than happy to gulp it down.
Yes, without a doubt. It was likely the same for myself. Well, at any rate, Van, this'll take us a tiny bit longer. My success rate with these dishes is guaranteed, so just sit tight and they'll be out in a jiffy. Given that this is likely a longer party than Miss Claudel is accustomed to serving, I shall handle the ingredients and spice measurements.
Sounds good. My mouth's watering already. Well, perhaps that it is, huh?
My heart feels so full getting to witness the love of her family up close and personal. I'm sure it is those irreplaceable memories of her family that shaped Miss Claudel into the person she is today. Perhaps once upon a time I too had those as well.
Okay, fair enough, I suppose. Anyways, let's talk to Agnes.
If we had a bit more time, I might have considered trying at my hand at my mother's special recipe. I think you and Fairy would love it.
Oh yeah? So what type of recipe is Chef Claudel?
I thought you might ask that. Well, it's probably not too far from what you might expect. Chauson Ux Pumus is the name.
And I'm definitely not good at saying French names, so if I butcher that, then I truly apologize.
It's a kind of apple pie. You make it by wrapping apple compote in half moon-shaped dough before baking it.
Okay, we officially extending our break by 2 hours.
I really don't think that's the best idea. That we have a busy day ahead of us. Van isn't the only one who's intrigued. how could the rest of us not be? After hearing its specialty test from your mother.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, and I apologise if my speech is just completely fucked at this stage. As I said, I've got speech problems. If you can't exactly understand that, well, there's not much I can literally say about that. But this time, we are going to make our way upstairs. So where exactly are the stairs so I can go upstairs? Well, that's the question of the day. I'm presuming that the stairs are going to be nowhere in sight. There's the bathroom, man. I don't exactly need the bathroom, but we could easily go there. Okay, so we are backtracking again, so we're definitely going to find that staircase, and I think the staircase is going to be in this direction here, and we're definitely going up these stairs, man. And I can literally say, my voice compared to last week, yeah, my voice is definitely not the best. And there's nothing I can really do to improve the voice. Looks like the Prez private study. He did basically tell us what his is ours, but this might be pushing it. Are those? I'll just take a little self-guided tour for future ref. Well, I'll definitely take a look and see what there is. There's a bookshelf. Excel Motors, huh? Pretty sure it's a magazine for gearheads. Guess the Prez likes all cars too. Who'd have guessed? We have that in common. I know, right? And all this big speech is kind of making me look retarded, to be honest with you, so yeah, I truly apologize. Could almost call this a trait of memories between the Graham Harts and the Claudells. Ain't as much of a family man as Victor, but part of me does long for one myself. This must be the Prez. In his school days, guy was handsome even back then. The woman on the left is probably Lilia Claudel, Professor Epstein's adopted daughter. Which makes the girl in the middle Sophie Claudel. They say he was in the military before getting into politics. Seems he and the Claudells were basically family. Lilia had already paused by the time Agnes was born. Or should I read that again? Lilia had already passed by the time Agnes was born, though I think Agnes is around 12 here maybe, and the president looks so different than he does now. Just look at those three smiling faces. Can't have been too long after this that her mum...
Oh, Van, so this is where you went.
Yeah, sorry for treading off the beaten path.
Not at all. Take your time. If any books catch your interest, feel free to borrow them. There should be plenty geared towards car enthusiasts, sauna buffs, and other hobbyists.
Nah, I'm imposing enough already. A lineup like this could really hook a guy in though. I'd imagine so.
I'd imagine so. So the way my father used to hole himself up in here and read the days away. Everything's just been gathering dust the past few years. Now that he's always out, it's honestly kind of a shame. He's still so young there, isn't he?
Yeah, kinda ticks me off. He's been such a looker from then all the way till now. Still, I appreciated the chance to actually see your mum and grandma's faces.
I suppose I'd only ever really mentioned their names up until now, thinking back. Pictures are all I know of my grandmother. Still, everybody looks so happy in both of these.
Hey, same could be said for the one you're in. Have to admit, though, the Claudel gene's a scary thing. I mean, sure, your hairstyles and overall vibes differ, but going by facial features alone, you three ladies are practically carbon copies.
You think so? I'd say we couldn't be further apart, personally wise, but... Oh, right. We're still in the middle of making lunch.
I just came to
ask if you mind us adding Diablo sauce to the sandwiches.
After receiving Van's response that he was all for Diablo sauce, Agnes busily vacated the study. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. Anyways, let's go and see our next party member, which is going to be Fairy and Cactra. Okay, fair enough. So, this is Agnes's room, huh?
Isn't it nice in here? So warm, so calming. Plus, it gives off this breath of fluffy, flowery air that has Agnes written all over it.
I think I get what you mean. You can definitely tell that she's spent a lot of time in here. And just what's got you all wrapped up? Poring over an old girl's private books? Wait, I'm 16 now. That makes Agnes and me the same age. Fair point, but in 3 days, she'll be back to being older.
Oh, yeah, July 12th is Agnes's birthday.
Sure enough, I know it's something to celebrate, but getting left behind again isn't the greatest feeling. At any rate, whatever apprehension I had flew right away the seconds I laid eyes on these. They're Professor Claude Epstein's diaries. That's so. Agnes already keeps the final volumes of her, so there must be the rest.
You can really tell her great-grandfather was a great grand scholar too. He'd certainly need to have been to create the Octogenesis or Genesis.
Right. There are records here of how they were utilized in experimental observations for this invention of augments. There's a lot to be learnt from these writings, and what's more, they also described his values as a scientist and a technician. Each and every word holds a wealth of meaning. I can see how Agnes got so engrossed. You don't say! I'd only ever lived through the last of the bunch, so... Let's see. Stuff about his research, stuff about his family and assistants. Oh hey, This bit touches on the geopolitics of the time, even has his personal analysis of Calvard. Communication lines barely existed back then, so how do you manage to put this many pieces together all the way in Le Mans? Incredible, isn't it? He talks quite a lot about Gran and them too. Publishing even a portion of these would make for an instant bestseller, don't you think? Yeah, maybe.
Wait, isn't this?
What's up? Did you find an interesting entry?
It's more that this name feels like one I've heard somewhere before. Does Herschel ring a bell?
Herschel, that's... May we have a look? Afterward, the group shared a handful of findings and surprises held in Epstein's diaries. Caccia then returned straight back to reading them, whereas Fairy found herself drawn to Agnes's picture book collection, eyes at Winkled. Okay, fair enough. All these words I'm actually having trouble with, so yeah, I truly apologize again. A journal from the Professor Epstein. I can't believe I'm usually getting to read it. Any scientist, aspiring or not, can learn so much from this, and even when viewed from today's lens, there's a number of surprising things there. Looks like we wrote that Gran in a few places too. This gives me a better picture of how she used to be. Well, I suppose that's true. Now let's talk to Fairy again.
So, Agnes read picture books like this when she was little. That's so cute. I wonder what she was like back then. Thinking about it, this is making me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I bet she's who she is now, thanks to all the things she learned in those picture books.
Anyway, guys and girls, I'm going to take another very quick drink break. So, I'll see you guys on the flip side. So, until then... And I have returned once again. So, before I actually continue with the live stream, I definitely got to test my audio levels and check the live stream time as well, because it's getting pretty late at this present moment. So let me just test the audio and I'll be right back. It sounds pretty good to me. I'm definitely not going to complain about it. So, we are officially 1 hour into the live stream, or just about, because we're not quite there just yet. We're almost there. So, can my voice handle at least another 45-50 minutes, or even another hour? Well, you got to stay tuned and find out, because if my voice kind of goes on me, I definitely got to end it a slight bit earlier, but at the present moment, my voice is doing okay. I'm definitely not going to complain about my voice. Anyways, we are definitely going outside this time, and we're definitely going to be talking to Burgard. Here's the next guy we're talking to. Real sight to see, huh? They say Agnes's mum used to take care of that. Mrs. Sophie Grahamhart, otherwise known as the granddaughter of the famed Professor Epstein. That garden looks to have been carefully tended to, but I warrant it was another person altogether who first put it together. The arrangement of the flower beds, the selection of the herbs, they bring to mind the traditional design of the Middle Ages. Someone I was once endued to had much the same predicaments. Oh yeah? Was once. Must be a reason it's past tense. Grahamhart said this place was built around 70 years back. That's smack dab in the middle of the Third Republic. And the Lurvy district was one of the residential areas they set up at the time, meaning the original occupant was an individual of great significance, more likely than not. That the house's construction is more modest than luxurious speaks to their upright character. There is a story, I imagine, as to how Mr. Grahamhart came to assume ownership over it. Yeah, no way there wouldn't be. Am I just imagining things, or does this feel nostalgic somehow? And this ain't the first time it's happened either. Okay, fair enough. While I do not know what the previous owner of this house was like, as the man who ended up inheriting it, President Grahamhart's love for this place is all too clear. I'm sure they're pleased looking down on their old home from above, considering the level of care it's been treated with since it's changed hands. Yeah, well, that might be true. Anyways, let's talk to Aaron, our last party member. Oh yeah? You wanna go, huh? How about some of this then? Let's see you survive my scritchy scratch technique. Man, I picked up on the signs, but you sure are one hell of a dog person, huh? More or less. Same went for my mum, but we had to give up on getting one with how small the room was we rented was. So to make up for it, we tore our way through the first ward to the 7th on a pup patting spree 7 days a week. Talk about overkill. It's a miracle you didn't rub him bald. Hey, wait! Your turn, Pip Napper, or Pet Napper. This guy's, what, 7 years old? Just because you're both middle-aged doesn't give you the rights. I'm still in my 20s, damn it! Our phones. Here. Sure is friendly with people, though. Only natural with Agnes. But he seems pretty attached to the president, too. Yes, pretty much. Let's talk to Aaron again. Back in Lamport, there wasn't a single dog that didn't love me. My petting technique flawless, I'll have you know. Honestly though, playing with the puppets making me want to go get one for myself. I'll consider it for when I save up the mirror and buy my own house. But what kind of dog suits me the best? I wouldn't have any clues about that one. Anyways, let's talk to you. Okay then. Oh. You could just treat him like any old dog. Fun fact. The sunbathing's actually their means of converting solar energy into power. Is that right? Pardon my rudeness. I should have known better after Mr. Kincaid's briefing. Zeros, was it? A pleasure to formally meet. The President and his aide have already notified me about you all. I will be bringing our phones back to the official residence in due time. Until then, you and your young miss are welcome to enjoy your day. Sure, keep up the good work. Okay, I think that's enough exploring for now. Lunch will be ready soon, I bet. Might as well offer to help make some coffee. So help with lunch has been added to the travel menu. Choosing this will cause the main story to advance. Which we're definitely going to do that because there's nothing else we can technically do. So, let's help with lunch. Choosing to help with lunch will cause the main story to advance. Alright then, guess I'll go see if I can help out with the coffee or something. Actually, that reminds me. Yeah, okay. The date she put on her resume was July 12th, 1192. That's 3 days from now. I treated the others on their birthday, so I ought to do the same for her. Which is a very good idea, to be honest with ya. Van then went to the kitchen to help make coffee and was subsequently asked for his opinion on matters such as the dessert offerings. After a short while, lunch was finally ready and everyone sat down to enjoy the sandwiches Agnes and Rise made. Do we get talking cutscenes or no talking cutscenes? Because at the current moment, there's nothing going on at the moment, which is okay. I can kind of rest the girl's voice, to be honest with ya. And Agnes is enjoying her coffee like always, which is definitely not a bad thing. By the way, Agnes, I took a look at your great-grandfather's diaries. I only skimmed through them, and he didn't write too much about his research, but I was still thoroughly impressed by what I saw. he sounded like an insightful person. It's amazing to think that Professor Hamilton was his mentee.
Oh, hearing all that makes me really happy. I'd heard before that he cared a lot for his family, and reading this makes that clear as day. You can tell just how much he loved your grandmother, Lilia, and the message he left for the generations after hers to you and Sophie are really profound. He also held a great affinity for his 3 disciples. Naturally, he cared deeply for Professor Hamilton, but I can feel a sense of compassion and trust for the other 2 as well, despite the idiosyncrasies.
Oh yeah? Professor Russell from Labrille is one of those 3 disciples, right? The fact that old Epstein predicted he'd go on to invent the airship is pretty damn wild. Not only that, but he also wrote about the possibility of Professor Smid coming up with the railway system.
It's almost like he could see the future or something.
There's a little way of knowing one way or another, if he could. One thing's for certain, however, he was an incredible perspective man. His predictions, the emergence of artificial intelligence, and the technological singularity, even which has become quite the hot button issue.
That's very true. I can definitely understand why my mother and grandmother chose to hide this device or hide these diaries. In a way, he was too far ahead of his time so much so that he may have impeded the potential of those who came after him.
Yeah, might be the part of why he never shared them with anyone, including the Epstein Foundation. But I'm sure the main reason ties back to his last words about gathering the Genesis. Recover the Ocgenesis before the year 120X. Else all that we know will come to an end. Hold up! So your great-grandpa used these observable devices back when he established Orbotech? Which means he had them at the time, but then at the same points, they were lost or stolen. I didn't get a chance to pore over every detail in the diaries, but I didn't see anything written about that. As crazy as this sounds, it's possible he knew that they go missing after his death.
Yes, I say so. In fact, there's a definite possibility, especially you considered what Dingo said to us in April.
That weakness is humanity's original sin. One that the 8th Genesis was built to observe with vigilance. Its ceaseless observation persists. It has yet to truly be brought to an end. The forced reset is a byproduct of the Octogenesis. It is a retry method that can only be performed so many times. Its purpose is to achieve the desired observational outcome. Very soon, the other possibilities that were archived from past resets will be designated as the final observational outcome.
Ah, yeah. That's what he said, sure enough. Though, I didn't hear those words directly from the horse's mouth. They sound no less disconcerting even now. I can only surmise that 3 devices, including this 8th Genesis, which observes humanity's sin, and designed to carry out some function once all over 8 are both together.
Yes, I come to much the same conclusion. However, I cannot help but wonder if there was some reason they were spread all over Calvert prior to our having gathered them. Considering his use of the word observation, perhaps some sort of process was being carried out by necessity. This whole thing is all kinds of confusing. But would that mean there was an observational reason behind old Mutters stealing and using them too? What? No, that's impossible.
Much as it pisses me off to say it isn't. Could be that them turning into the tyrant of 40 years ago was also they could observe the dark side of humanity. Yeah, same could be said of the pandemonium, which brought about by the 7th. Okay, fair enough. Might have even been trying to observe the diabolically core I had inside me.
I think it's safe to say my great-grandfather must have had some purpose for all of this. Maybe he made the Genesis to bring out the ugly side of humanity and observe it. Could be there was some outcome he hoped to achieve. If that's true, then regardless of his reasons, it's possible he wasn't the good, upstanding man I thought him to be. And yes,
honestly, he sounds like most engineers and academics I know. We all driven to test our hypotheses. That's right, regardless of what kind of man your great-grandfather was, it was his diaries that got you to this point. Are you prepared to see this thing through, accepting the good, the bad, and whatever he was expecting to find out? 'Cause if you are, then I know. We will be right there by your side until you get there.
Van, that's right. We'll be with you to the end. Ride or die.
Indeed, that goes without saying. Don't stress, we'll always be in your corner, no matter what kind of person your great-grandpa was. Can't be much worse than our resident sugar junkie who gets his kicks from eating sweets in a sauna. Hey, I never done that in my life. Sweets are sweets and saunas are saunas, and never the twain shall meet.
Wait, don't they cook sausages and roast marshmallows at the saunas in Remeferia? Plus, there's such a thing as stone cookware, you know.
Whoa! Whoa! Pump the brakes! I don't want to know this. It's hard enough to fight off these urges. Spoken like a true sugar junkie.
Well, at least his addiction isn't so far gone as to be detrimental to his health yet. We should devise a plan to rehabilitate him before it grows out of control.
And is that the end of the cutscene? Because if it is, I want to continue with the game.
Oh, yeah, there was something else I noticed about the diaries. When I was flipping through them a minute ago, I saw the name Herschel.
Ah, so you noticed that too, huh? Isn't that the name of your teacher?
Yes, that's right. That's Miss Tower's last name.
There was a famous astronomer from the Empire named Alfred Herschel. I've read several of his works. There's a good chance, but the person Professor Epstein was referring to. Of that, I have no doubt. Mr. Herschel was the Dean of the Imperial Academy, the foremost academic institution of the Erebonian Empire. He passed 10 years ago, but I heard that from an early age he traveled the world to help expand its base of knowledge. We only crossed paths a few times, but I'm certain that he was Miss Herschel's grandfather.
Fascinating.
Didn't realize he was an acquaintance of yours, Master. Next time we bump into Miss Herschel, we should ask about him. Never know what kind of stories he might have passed on. Even if they're not about the Genesis, it might be worth doing a little prodding. I hear she only came here because of her NGO work. Has she gone on back to the Erebonian yet?
No, she's still here. She was supposed to go back at the end of the last term, like Ren and Julian. If you like, I can call her and...
Pardon me, young miss, but 2 of your friends from school are here to see you.
Hey, Agnes! Wow, you really are home after all.
We saw that black robot dog out in the yard, but we didn't know for sure if you were here or not.
Odette? Albert?
Okay, so there's Albert and Osette. I think that's her name, right? Or Odette. My bad if I said it incorrectly.
Sorry for dropping in out of the blue. We just wanted to come say hi, but we didn't know you had so much company. Blame Albert. He just wouldn't stop moaning and groaning. Ooh, I can't see Agnes at school for a few days. My life is over.
I never said that. But I won't deny I've missed you some since exams ended. Both you and Roy, the president, seemed pretty busy as of late.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to worry you both.
Wait, why are you 2 wearing your school uniforms? We have a little council-related trouble to take care of. What kind of trouble do you need help?
Oh, we should be fine. It's just a handover meeting with a new school vendor, that's all. Ren will be helping us out with it, too, so I think we can manage just fine.
We can't keep depending on her for everything, you know, otherwise we'll never be able to grow out of her shadow.
why not go check it out? Between this morning's 4 SPGs and making us all lunch, I say you're more than done your part for today.
But...
No buts. Work's important and all, but a healthy work-life balance is even more so. You ought to go help your friends. Show Super Schoolgirl that you don't need no babysitter.
I need to make up for lost working time for this morning, so I'll carry the lead for both of us. It'll be less fun with you gone, but we'll soldier on. Let's wage this war on 2 fronts. Then, you guys. Hey, you don't have to go if you don't want to. Not that you wouldn't. Be a huge help, of course. But point being, no pressure.
Sorry we weren't trying to pull you away from your work.
Please, don't worry about it. You didn't appoint me as your treasurer to slack off when I'm needed. Good luck with the rest of your work day, everyone. I should be able to meet back with you guys all later this evening.
Good deal, see you later. Very well. Shall we depart for the Chardon District, everyone?
I will make a note to contact you once you reach a stopping point this afternoon.
Well, that's fair enough, I suppose. So we are finally leaving, huh? Am I feeling nervous? Well, I am feeling a little bit nervous. I have no idea why I'm feeling nervous, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
The train will be departing soon.
Yes, poor old Agnes is gonna leave us. So gonna be one less team member, which is okay. I'm definitely not going to complain too much about it. And we also making our way on the train. That's always great to know. And I believe that's the end of part 1 of Act 1. So got ourselves a lot of side quests completed, which is always great. Do we rank up? We gained 1 SP for releasing the Orbital Lock.
I'll update your evaluation.
And we got ourselves a rank up. Arkwright Solutions rank rose to E+.
I'll be taking that.
And we get ourselves a fortune. Elemental value. It's an item drop rate plus 30% upon defeating enemies in a command battle.
Can't complain with that.
And we get ourselves a S rank.
See? I know what's up.
This time, Aaron's stats have risen thanks to being the Employee of the Month. His max HP goes up by 200. Strength, Defense, ATS, and ADF goes up by 4. And his speed goes up by 2. So I've got a chance to save our game, which I'm definitely going to be doing that. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm going to take a very quick bathroom break and a drink break as well. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. So, until then, And I have returned once again. So, before I continue this live stream or end this live stream, I definitely got to check the recording time, and I've also got to check my audio as well. So let me just do that very quickly. And today is the 21st, and that means Ys 10 Proud Nautics is actually being released today. So the recording time is 1 hour and 30 minutes long. Well, to be honest with ya, the way my voice actually sounds at the moment, I think this might be the best place to actually end this live stream. So, anyway guys, I'm Dark Knight 1987, Reborn, and I'm signing out for now. So, in the next part, we're going to continue with part 2 of Act 1. And I believe there's like 3 parts to Act 1, to be honest with ya. So when exactly do we get to play as Reen, Kevin, and Rufus, and all those kind of characters? Well, you've got to wait until at least Act 2. But anyway guys, I'll see you guys next week when I do some more commentary videos. So I'll see you guys on Friday when I do Drama Mystery, Luigi and Cood, and the Mysterious Portal, and then I'll be doing Trails in the Sky first chapter. And this time next week, I'll be doing Tales of Xillia Remastered and this particular game I just streamed for you guys. Anyway, guys and girls, I'll see you guys next week. So until then, it is goodbye for now. So later, guys and girls, and whoever's watching at this particular point. So I'll see you guys next time.